Hey everyone, it's that time of year again. It's Wednesday, May the 1st, and so I'm officially proud to announce the start of Star Wars Month 2024. This will be the third time that I have done Star Wars Month on my channel. The third time. And I can't believe it's going to be the third time because it's a recent thing that I've started to do yearly. But I'm sure you guys will enjoy this first video of the Star Wars month of 2024, because today I'm going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Clone Wars movie. And before you ask, yeah, I've got it on DVD. Yeah, I've actually had this DVD for a while now, like years, maybe even over a decade. I've had this since I was a kid. The movie was released in 2008, and it's so far the only animated movie in the Star Wars franchise, the only animated movie set in between episodes 2 and 3, where the Clone Wars are still raging on. In fact, we're in the earliest part of the Clone Wars, and Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting on the front lines and trying to thwart separatist invasions of other planets, just large-scale battles, that sort of thing. And of course, this is the movie that introduces who is now, at this point, one of the most loved Star Wars characters ever, Ahsoka Tano. We get introduced to her in this movie. And I guess you could say this movie kind of acts like a pilot to the animated series, which a lot of people love. A lot of people love the animated series, myself included, but not a lot of people talk about the movie. I think it's quite underrated. I mean, the story of the movie is about Anakin and Ahsoka, who recently became Master and Apprentice, going on a mission to rescue the son of crime lord Jabba the Hutt, who was captured by a band of pirates and was held captive. Now, I know what you're thinking. It isn't exactly the best story for a movie, and I agree with you. I feel like they could have done a better story to do a movie about, but like I said, this is a pilot to a television series, so, you know. And also, I think I was told by a friend of mine, who is a massive Star Wars fan like me, that the movie is essentially the first few episodes of the Clone Wars series rolled into one 90-minute-ish flick. But we do get introduced to a lot of Star Wars staples, shall we say. Like, we get introduced to Count Dooku's apprentice, Asajj Ventress, who is also quite a popular Star Wars character, with her having recently made an appearance in Season 3 of The Bad Batch on Disney+. And we also get introduced to a couple of voice actors that are pretty much staples of Star Wars now. We've got, like, Matt Lanter as Anakin Skywalker, James Arnold Taylor as Obi-Wan, Tom Kane as Yoda, and Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka. Although we do have a few talents from the live-action movies coming back to reprise their roles, like Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu, Christopher Lee as Count Dooku, and Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. And that's pretty cool. I mean, if it's for a movie, then I would imagine why they would do it, because I imagine they couldn't get those actors constantly if they were doing a TV series. So yeah, it's essentially a mission to rescue Jabba the Hutt's son and return him to him so that the Republic can use the trade routes that are controlled by Jabba. But the Separatists and Count Dooku, they want the trade routes for themselves, and so they basically try to frame the Republic for the kidnapping. And it's just a wacky, crazy adventure for everyone involved. And there's some great action as well. Like, we get to see some lightsaber dueling and stuff. We get to see Ahsoka take on Ventress for the first time. We see Anakin take on Dooku in the Dune Sea. And we get to see the start of a bit of a banterish rivalry between Obi-Wan and Ventress. Yeah, it's honestly, it's pretty good. Probably the most lightsaber action we've seen in a Star Wars movie. Possibly. I might not be right about that, but it's just the way I feel about it. Now, like I said, this is the first and so far only animated film in the Star Wars franchise. And I have to admit, the animation, it's not the best, I have to say. It's not really the best. I mean, that could be due to the fact that, again, it's a pilot for a TV series. But when you think about all the other movies that were coming out at the same time, like WALL-E and Kung Fu Panda, this movie doesn't hold a candle compared to those two, because those two have some great animation. Whereas this one, well, it's just, I don't think it's dated very well, this animation from the movie. And they did keep that animation for the TV series for the first 6 seasons. And then they switched to overall a better looking animation for the 7th and final season on Disney+. But yeah, I just think the animation, it could have been done a lot better. I mean, I actually, like, I'm going to be quoting another reviewer that I watched called Animat, who reviewed this movie years ago. He said that the animations looked really stiff and looks like they came out of a PS2 game. Like, I don't really see the whole PS2 angle, and I don't really think the animations are stiff and all, but it's certainly not the best, I have to say. And the story, it's not great. Not the greatest Star Wars story ever told, but it's decent enough. And we also get to see a lot with the clones as well, like Cody and Rex and the 501st and all that sort of stuff. And we do get to see pretty much a staple of the TV series, where I see the droids bantering with each other, the battle droids. That always made me laugh. But if you guys are thinking of checking out the Clone Wars TV series but are unsure where to start, I would say watch this movie before you see the TV series. It is essentially the pilot, and it will hopefully help you make your mind up about whether or not to watch the series. It all depends on whether or not you think the movie is good, because in all honesty, I think the TV series just got better. Everything else got better about the series, and it very much passed the mediocrity of the movie. It's not the best Star Wars film I've ever seen, but I definitely think it's underrated. Like, it's not talked about much. It's a great movie, but just not the best. So, I hope you all enjoyed this start to 2024 Star Wars month, and I will have more videos to come in the future, so I hope you're all prepared and ready for them, and I will see you very soon. Thanks, guys.